Psych. Welcome, everybody. Friday is my day. Welcome to Williams World. I am your host. Woo, look at that. I finally watched it, Chuck. I'm your host, Will. Before I get started, let me introduce my main man behind the plan, DJ Chuck B. Y'all know him as Charles Brinkley. What's up, Chuck?
Yo, what's going on, Will? Hey, man, excited to be on again as always. You know, if I always tell you, if you rocking, I'm definitely rolling. So let's roll, baby. Let's get it.
Oh, man. All right. Now, our next guest, he was supposed to come on last weekend. But he probably had the same problem I had, our Wi-Fi, anyway. Or he could have been real busy too, because he do a lot. We already found out what he do. This guy here, we real proud to have him here because what he is doing is something that needs to be reckoned with everybody. I don't care who you are, even the president. If I had his number, I'd tell Joe Biden to watch this show. But without further ado, I'm gonna introduce everybody to Mr. Garry Mills. What's up, Garry?
How y'all doing? How's everybody? Chuck, Will, what's going on? How y'all feeling?
Hey, man, great, man. Glad to have you back on, brother. Definitely.
Glad to be back, man. Thank you for having me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this program that Mr. Mills has founded is called Shoot Basketballs, Not People. Before we get into that, tell us some things about yourself. We know you're from West Oak, up in Philly. Tell us some things about yourself before we get into your project.
Pretty much at the age of 4, from 4 to about 13, I lived in Maryland and Virginia in the early part of my childhood. Fast forward 14 to now, Philadelphia, born and raised, West Oak Lane, they consider uptown. Played basketball all my life. Always been pretty much in the light of like community service from my grandfather, who was the president of Concerned Black Men in Philadelphia. Ran the chess program. Used to do college tours for African-American kids to take them to HBCUs. My other grandfather was a master carpenter. So when I wasn't with my grandfather doing the community work, I was with my other grandfather, pretty much putting houses together, laying out, floor plans and you name it. So that's where kind of the work ethic came from and the community aspect came from as well.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And
Good. So
no, go ahead, Will. I just
Chuck.
seen something. No, nothing. Go ahead. You.
So for you to start this program, that means you played a little bit of ball.
Right.
All right, come on, let's hear. Listen, I know you got some accolades, something. You know what I mean? You from up top. You from up
right.
top. And you
right.
played ball. So I know you got something to share with us.
When it comes to the basketball piece, that's pretty much who I am. Wow, where to start? Started at pretty much the West Oak Lane Wildcats, 14 and under. Learned work ethic from a coach by the name of Coach Eric Mundy. We used to have like 4-hour practices, the type of practices to make your bottom of your sneakers burn outside type practices. Lost maybe 3 or 4 games in 2 years. Fast forward, went to Lincoln High School, didn't play my 9th grade year. Got put on varsity towards the end of the sophomore season. Had a breakout game, actually 2 of them, 24 points and 17 points, which convinced the coach to move me up to varsity. 11th grade, kind of when I started to get a hang of it as a third option on the team, made honorable mention all public. And then senior year, kind of blew the door off the handle and finished top 5 in the city of Philadelphia, averaging 25, and then got a scholarship to Virginia State.
Wow. That's an awesome resume right there, brother. So out of all that, how did this influence you to come up with the concept of shoot basketballs and not people?
To be honest, the concept kind of came later on in life, but I took a lot of the characteristics, a lot of the principles that a lot of my coaches instilled in me, and my grandfather, which was the value of hard work, and just making sure you stay committed to your craft, making the main thing, pretty much. You see what I'm saying? So I circled a lot of who I am around basketball and how those practices molded me from a discipline factor. And the thing that I seen growing up we didn't have a lot of like, programs as many as the, suburban. We had more back then than we do now, of course. But a lot of those coaches put that in us when coaches actually cared about the neighborhood and they went and snatched those youngins out and, made something of them. And now it's pretty much I'm trying to pick up the ball where those coaches left off. And I mean, it's a tall task, but, it's getting done.
Awesome. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I want to know what, besides your work ethic, your drive, what else? Like, what took place? I'm sure you got tired of seeing something and wanted to make a change.
To be honest with you, I lost 13 friends and I got tired of going to funerals. And that's what it pretty much came down to. And it was crazy, but really kind of sparked it internally where I knew I had to do something. It came along years later, but a friend of mine named Donald McNeil, who was one of the top up-and-coming players at Uptown, along with myself at the time, we were teammates on our 14 and under team. A girl at a school that called her brother to the school let out. Donald got killed in front of King.
Wow.
So at 14 years old, we wearing, Dickie shirts or Dickie jackets with, his, remembrance on the back of them. So it hit me hard and it kind of put me in a state of like depression a little bit because this is your teammate. This is somebody you talk to. You see him 2 and 3 times a week. Y'all walking home from practices. And now, we get the news in school that, he was killed in front of his school. So, I mean, to be honest with you, man, that kind of like threw me for a loop. I really wasn't the same after that, to be honest with you. And that was like the turning point that really gets something going.
Yeah, that's rough, man. Because I remember when we were coming up, you would barely hear you would hear about getting jumped. And I'm talking
right.
This is back. When I was coming up I was born in '70, so of course when I seen it back in the '80s and '90s, it was a little different.
Right.
I remember I heard my first stabbing, in my high school, and it was actually my cousin who was stabbed. Yeah. And I was like, wow, you never would hear that. I mean, of course, like the jumping, that was normal. Right. You go somewhere and get jumped, you have to fight. Eventually, it started changing from the time we got, I guess, in our early 20s on up. Right. Then the gunplay just got out of control.
It's to the point now, man. It's like these kids getting their hands on military type stuff. Like they're not playing with handguns and fists no more. Like you talking about, extendos with 100+ shots. You talking about Tech 9s, and I mean like real live military stuff. So it's like this is a real live Call of Duty out here. So I feel like it's a state of emergency, to be honest with you. When we almost up to 300 murders, and this ain't even the full year yet.
That's in Philly, right?
We about I think we're around 291 right now.
Wow, that's crazy. Almost.
So like, and we haven't even hit really August. I mean, we just hit July. So it's like I really fear for it because the majority of the violence in Philadelphia normally happens in the wintertime when the cops can't respond as fast. So I'll be honest with you, man. Like I done sat down with lawmakers, I done sat down with governors, I done sat down with you name it, I done sat down, and I feel like, to be honest with you, they just want to control the narrative and not do the work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And for brothers like myself who's actually combating this every single day, like I mentioned to you earlier, Chuck, like, I can be out there doing the good work and just be an innocent bystander doing great things and something pop off. So, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And that's the challenging part about, tackling this from a higher level, because even law enforcement, they're not received as well as myself in the hood because I'm able to talk that language. So if they can't come in and help me, then what happens if something pop off? Then it's like I got to defend myself. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
It's a bad situation right now here in Philly, man.
Yeah, man, because I'm like, man, you would think, eventually, something would happen or a turn for better, but it seemed like it's just getting worse and worse. It's like it's never ending now. It's like it's just norm. Just to go out
they don't have no resources,
emotionless, and just start shooting up a block like it's nothing. That's scary, man. You know what I mean?
And and then you got to also equate and factor in a lot of substance abuse from parents.
That's true too.
Pandemic, you got to look at a lot of kids who are misdiagnosed and not diagnosed at all. That were in the house, they had nothing to do but playing Call of Duty. So mentally, like it starts to tap into different parts. And I think that we're not we're not paying attention to the mental health side of some of the
Right.
kids and what's going on right now. And
Mhm.
that's the part that's fearful to me, because as they continue not to get any work done or go to therapy, that's going to get worse.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So,
Mhm.
and to be honest with you, a lot of people think the boys are the worst, but really it's the girls.
Yeah, and that's true. As far as you said it perfectly too. As far as those video games,
Right.
they make them numb to, they think they can go out there, shoot somebody, and they got another life that they can use. Like their mentality is like, they're just programmed to do that. And a lot of
Absolutely.
these games like contribute to that. And I remember back
Absolutely.
in the day, they used to always talk about rap music, and they don't really harp on these video games for some reason. I'm like,
I mean, the video games and the music, to be
yeah,
honest with you,
I'm like,
because a
yeah,
lot of them try to live these
right,
lifestyles that they're not capable of living.
exactly. Hmm.
And they don't have that old head that'll come to you, smack you in the back of your head, or
Well, you can't nowadays. Yeah,
even going as far as, if it got to get extreme, taking the gun out your hand before you do something stupid. Those are the
right,
type of OGs that I had back in the day.
right,
That
right.
they already put the work on the block. Everybody know them,
Mhm.
and now the young boys ain't gonna challenge them. But now the level of like respect and loyalty is like minimal, zero, damn near. So if an old head come up on the block telling a young boy to give you the gun, he might shoot you.
Yeah.
So the times have changed, man. And
Mhm.
I mean, to be honest with you, man, like I tell you, I think I fight harder with the government officials more than the actual community.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they know what needs to be done. They
Mhm.
see the work being done.
Mhm.
And I'll be honest with you, I spent my own money up to this point. I haven't gotten
Wow.
a lot of like financial support from the state, the Nikes of the world, and some of these
Wow.
other big conglomerates. Like a lot of what you've seen was just pounding the pavement.
That's awesome, man. It's great that you can do it, but it's sad that they won't promote and help something that's positive like you got going on. So this is sad.
Yeah, I mean, I got as far as
Hopefully,
like talking to representatives at the White
Mhm.
House, and she told me that it sounds like a glorified clothing line.
Oh, ain't that something?
what?
So that was her response. Like I got as close
Wow.
as the rep to the White House, and she told me this looks like a glorified clothing line.
Well, that explains. Let me shut up. I was going to say something. I was going to say that explains a lot. The state of the world. But
Mhm.
a couple things I wanted to chime in on. I had a situation because I got sons,
Mm-hmm.
and one of them, he's a little unruly, and he said to me the same things. And Tom's changed, and I told him, well, Tom don't change. Tom stay the same. The people
Right.
change.
Right.
One of the biggest problems, and you nailed it. One of the biggest problems is, okay, the perception of reality is so distorted.
Well,
And
Absolutely.
as you said, from the video
Absolutely.
game,
mhm.
video games, social media, a lot of times, like when like in my neighborhood, a lot of them still respect me, and you
Mm-hmm.
listen to them. It's sad because a lot of them doing it just to get a rep, and I'm trying to explain to them, you shoot that guy and kill him,
Absolutely.
you're killing yourself too.
Mhm.
They don't
And you
understand.
killing us off as black men.
You
Yep.
killing off back men. You're going to
Right.
jail, and
Right.
where you're going, you don't have no guns.
Mhm.
And I'm more than sure that guy you killed got about anywhere from 5 to 15 homies and relatives. They already know you coming and they waiting for you.
Easy.
Take the time out. You got to think sometimes. I mean, and the substance abuse, not just from the parents, but the kids themselves too. I mean, listen. I seen this guy so high one night.
Right.
He was making love to the stop sign. He was.
It sound like Kensington, man, where they be doing the Michael Jackson smooth criminal leans. Like,
Mm.
I mean, it's man, like that's like Night of the Living Dead down there, man. Like you
Yeah,
gotta be, and it's crazy because they tell people not to wear shoes with open toes because of the needles that's like on the ground.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, I just feel like Philadelphia knows what's going on, man. Like from substance abuse, especially with this violence situation, and it's a pandemic, in my opinion, because
Mhm.
if you're competing with the likes of Chicago and the New Orleans and the St. Louis's of the world, we got a problem now. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
I always say Philadelphia loves to let the narrative in front of the art museum, let it go because it's all pretty. Behind the art museum ain't nothing pretty behind the art museum.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And if tourism is one of these top places, how is tourism still popping, but we one of the top murder capitals in the world. You see what I'm saying? So
Right,
it don't add up for me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Well, I mean, number one, we got to start with ourselves too. We got to start with our own households and start, making a difference. I mean, a lot of times you see, and like you say, it's drugs and everything else, but
Right.
you have the parents that's trying to be friends with their kids and not be their parents anymore.
Absolutely.
So this is where all that respect factor goes out the door, because when we was coming up, we respected our elders because we respected our parents, and
Sure.
and it just goes on, it goes on and flows down the line. So, like I said, it's more so a friendship more so than a parent, being a parent. But we do got some comments out there. We got a couple comments out here,
Okay.
and we got what's going on, Devonay? I got it right today.
I was waiting for you to.
I was messing up the day, baby. She says, great point. What's going on, lady? Tell us what that great point is. We appreciate you tuning in. And Kendra Moore, what's up, family? She says, hi, fam. Great topic.
Hey,
Yes, thanks for tuning in, Kendra. We appreciate you. And that's the question. Hold on, we got one more. She said, yes, you did. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I got it right. I mean, it took about 200 times, but we got it right. You know what I mean? So shout out to everybody that's tuned in. And she said, okay, he said when he spoke on the mental health in children being overlooked. Yeah. That's true, because in the Black communities, you don't hear about mental health. You don't hear about the counseling. You don't hear about, that's like something that we always stayed away from for some reason. Oh, I'm not crazy. I don't need no, I don't need nobody telling me, but that's very important. We have to get back. We have to get to that counseling. That is very.
What's so important, Chuck? When you look at, like, I used to work at Carson Valley and I used to work at Martin Luther Silver Springs, which are two schools that are like kind of like boarding schools for kids in the system with DHS and so forth and so on. And it was alarming and disturbing at some of the things that I used to see that they used to overlook. And when you're, working for big conglomerates such as that, they have deal with certain judges. So these judges automatically are sending these kids to these boarding situations. And now it looks pretty on the outside, clean grass, and they do the welcome package in the beginning. And then when you get behind the walls and the sun goes down, you see, suicidal ideations. You see kids breaking out multiple glass, trying to cut themselves. Like me personally, working there, I saved 2 kids from committing suicide personally myself, climbing a tree one time and being halfway out of a window while it was raining to save a 14-year-old girl's life. You have girls that have been, sexually molested numerous times, and you got to talk to them, and they trust you enough to where, like, I've seen numerous girls and boys break down from, sexual molestation from uncles and parents, and some of the most horrific stories you can hear from children. Me being somebody that looks at myself as like a safe haven or a guardian angel, and sometimes it choked me up because these is children. You see what I'm saying? And when you could do something as small as buy them a cheesesteak or buy them a pair of sneakers, and these kids will start crying. You see what I'm saying? Because they don't have that support cast, where parents don't pick up the phone when they call. So, and one of the things that was the most alarming to me in those type of situations were young men being promiscuous with other young men, or trying to be, excuse me. There was numerous occasions where I've seen, little boys try to sneak in another little boy room in the overnight shift, or be honest with you, waking up to seeing a little boy being held by another kid that was, homosexual, or he was gay. But it was like, and I don't have any preference when it comes to the LGBT community, because I believe that if that's what you believe in, that's what you believe in. But I also still believe as a man, as a Black man, some of these things that are being allowed has to be addressed. And sometimes, those conglomerates overpowered my opinion, because the kid would feel obligated to say or do what they wanted him to, because they promised them, food or something like that, or sneakers or a pair of boots. And now it's going unnoticed. And then they wonder where, that starts. And that's where that cycle starts, and it transfers over into the jail cells. So quite naturally, as a Black man, if I'm looking at the prison system, and I'm looking at the education system, and I'm looking at just teaching these young men life skills, as something as small as tying the tie, they don't know how to do it. And that's alarming to me, because as a Black man, who carries on that torch when myself, you, Will, what happens when brothers like us are gone?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So it's but so many of us that can carry on that torch.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, bro. And you know, that's something, man. Like, you know, seeing that, and that's, you know, like you said, it comes from that. You know, I can't. I'm not gonna get into all that, but that's just sad to see. Like you said, you know, them breaking in rooms and trying to. That's crazy, man.
I mean, because and then they're not
got to
taught.
be hurtful seeing that, man.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Especially when you see, you know, little girls 13, 14, 15, they pregnant, or
crazy.
you know what I mean, they sexually promiscuous because they don't know how, you know, to receive love from another male. Or you know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot of like mental health issues that I've seen that really, even working in those places, like really like made me like get deeper into the work, to be honest with you.
Wow. Hey, we got one more. We got some more comments out there. We got Kendra Moore said, yes, Chuck. Own accountability is key, and stop depending on other communities to save us. That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true. And
you know what's funny? It's sad because some of the things you both just said, no matter how sad it is, unfortunately, some of these children, it's the norm.
Right.
To them.
Right.
That's the sad part. And Garry, you nailed it, because I've seen this situation. Because down in Chester, where we from, I mean, we had basketball leagues. Nothing to the extent of what you're doing, right?
You're talking about 7th Street, right?
7th Street. We had a 35 and over, and they advised us to be mentors to a lot of the kids. And you'd be surprised, like you said, not just a sandwich or some stickers, but just a hug.
Right.
You put your arm around them, and it's foreign. And then, you know, they feel that sense of security, and they open up to you. You say that's what's missing now, and because a lot of people in position that can help, they just want to push the narrative, you said, and it doesn't affect them until it hits home. Okay, now they got a relative or something, or now I got to do something. But we've been urging you to help us the whole time. And you're right, that it's sad because it's all too common in our communities, everywhere. Everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. And it's so sad because it's so much that goes on. You know, I hear about it all the time. You'd be surprised at how many people were, you know, molested and stuff like that by, you know, their different relatives of their family and stuff. And like you said, Wills, is the norm. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't know, you just don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, you think that's what it's supposed to be. And eventually, you know, you grow to develop immune to it. And then you think that's what you're supposed to do. And it goes on and on and on a continuous cycle. You know what I mean? And you know, that's the sad part, you know.
And so, I mean, one of the things that I noticed as well when I used to sit down one-on-one with a lot of my boys was they always said they were raised by uncle and men that always told them like boys are not supposed to cry.
Yeah.
So like it would be times where these young boys would be hurting inside, and you can tell, man, and they didn't have that outlet to like, you know, really express themselves and cry. And I feel like we're doing our young men a disservice by doing that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's basically making them numb to feeling emotions. If you're telling somebody not to cry or release that out, that's bottled up anger that eventually somebody, or he's going to eventually take that out on somebody.
Exactly. You know.
So that was alarming to me as well.
Yeah, and that's a great point, because I mean, when I was, you know, when you would come up, don't you're a boy, don't you fall down, don't cry, you all right, brush it off. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, but again, I mean, you know, man, you hit it right on the nail right there. You know,
if that little bit just keep bottle. Now you wound up. You know what I mean? It avalanche. A lot of times, when the avalanche come, you know what I mean? A lot of people can get swept up in the avalanche. You're right. And that's part of why me and Chuck and a few other guys were part of the mentors thing, reaching out to kids, and we still do it because, man, the life you save might be your own. And that's how I tell people all the time. All the time. The life you save might be your own. Or you might reach out to somebody, and that guy you reached out to, you helped him release his anger, not knowing that anger he had in him might be toward one of your family members.
Absolutely.
Or you know, so that's what I tell people. You can't look with a blind eye. And I get it. It's a lot of scared parents. But that's what we here for. That's what we here for, Feel Good Talk. That's why Mr. Mills is here with his program. Reach out. Really
And,
want
and
to help.
a lot of
You
people
really need.
think that it costs a lot of money. You know, they think they need, you know, all of these things.
Right.
And it's like, man, I was able to get to 3 cities with no sponsors. You know what I'm saying? Like going to do, you know, we do this event in Akron, Ohio, every President's Day. We rent out a high school and we do a free clinic for the whole city of Akron. Eye screeners from Walmart, pizza, guest speakers. We do an event here in Philadelphia and in Columbus, Ohio, called the All Academic Invitational. And we wanted to, you know, control the narrative again with them saying that black athletes are dumb. So I challenged it. So what I did was I got a college gym in Columbus and in Philadelphia, and I put 80 kids on the floor, 20 freshmen, 20 seniors, 20 sophomores, and 20 juniors. Wow. So you got to pick up 80 kids with a GPA. You couldn't play unless you had a 3.0. And we call it the All Academic Invitational. So now you have all these African-American kids with GPAs above a 3.0. So there's no reason why they shouldn't be getting recruited or let alone getting a college scholarship.
Right.
So these are the things that I just said, you know what, I'm tired of not seeing it. And I just put it to work.
Awesome. Hey, let me ask you another question. Like, tell us about some of the other programs you have within that organization. Basketball is not people.
We've did partnerships with the Northeast Treatment Center, where we did a basketball league in conjunction with Sports for Juvenile Justice. And we did a basketball league for all the kids that were juvenile in the juvenile justice system, whether they were in house arrest. It didn't matter what it was. We did a basketball league for them. We've done leagues at Germantown and clinics for girls at Germantown Academy, which some of the girls that attended our camp are some of the best kids in the region right now. I coached about a summer, I think it was a summer or 2 summers with Kalo Elite on Adidas circuit, so I can get a better idea of how the top tier AAU circuits work. Wow. We did so much, man. I'm trying to excuse me if I'm drawing a blank, man, but it's just like, you know, so many things trying to just just keep pushing. You see what I'm saying? So some of the personal accolades that I did receive. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Chuck. I mean, go ahead, Will.
No, I'm saying you got a lot on your plate. You're gonna draw. You know, you got a lot. You're doing a lot. I get it. You're doing it for the muscle, so it's cool, man. That's what we here for. Take your time, man. Take that breath.
Even now, Will, we're shooting a documentary right now. My cousin Kyra Knox is their directorial debut. It's called Bad Things Happen in Philadelphia, and we're shooting a full-length movie about gun violence in Philadelphia and the importance of shoot basketball is not people. So like we mentioned before, Will, I want to control the narrative now. You know, shout out to, you know, Koi Fly. They were a big part of it, allowing us to use their equipment to film this movie. But we're excited about it. Going to pitch it to a couple film festivals and see if we can get some national attention. And that's coming off of an award that I got in 2015 by the 76ers as the hometown hero. And then in 2019, I was one of the youngest African Americans to win the Philadelphia Business Journal Top 40 Under 40 Entrepreneurs.
Wow. Awesome, man.
Yeah, so I'm trying, man. You know what I mean? And I try to tell young boys, I don't have no college degree. You see what I'm saying? Like, I just got a passion to win. So, and a lot of young boys, they respect me for it. So kind of when I pull up in them project buildings like Raymond Rosen or Johnson Homes or Bartram Village or Price Street Projects, wherever you in Philadelphia, it doesn't matter where it's at. I pull up and I don't feel like I'm not at home because I already understand where these kids come from.
Exactly. And that's definitely important. Just give us a breakdown of training the I guess the young boys events versus the young ladies. Is there any challenges that come with that?
Younger boys are very like they don't sit still, man. They antsy. Like you gotta like really get them direct instructions. With the girls, I fly through all my girl practices. Like it's just because they might not be as talented in some aspects, but then they got some that are incredibly talented. But they just pay attention to detail, and their IQs are a lot larger, to be honest with you. I mean, it's just it comes with the territory.
Right. Yeah, they said if you ever want to learn how to play basketball, look at college girl hoops.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a fact. Yep.
That's one of my favorite sports to watch, to be honest.
What'd you say, Will?
My youngest son, he went to Bartram, and they had a thing where he was saying the coach had them sit down and show them film of the girls, the college, and a little bit of WNBA. Some of them didn't understand it, and the parents came up, and I said, well, that was a great idea, because the men's, like the NBA, the college, that's cool, but the NBA is more entertainment. It's a show. This where you're going to learn the fundamentals, basic, pick and rolls, mid-range, you're going to see everything. But, everybody, want to be a part of the glamour and glitz. So they didn't.
Yeah, but the sad part about that, though, Will, is a lot of these kids want the glitz and the glamour, but they don't even have the fundamentals. So my thing is, if you can't lay up with a left hand, what's the point of trying to Euro step or do all these basketball drills that's on YouTube or Instagram that's not going to transfer over to the game? So it makes no sense to even teach that. And a lot of coaches haven't played the game. So they're trying to teach kids basketball and they don't even know how to play themselves. So I'm not, knocking and saying they can't learn, but there's just a different eye that you see playing the game, though. You know what I mean? So I think the most successful coaches, to be honest with you, played at one point in time, to be honest.
Hey, let me ask you a question. This is a question I'm going to ask both of y'all. What happened to the big man? What's up?
I'm going to tell you what happened.
What's up? We don't use the big man anymore. I know, man. It's crazy. But that was, they don't even use the big man no more. That's crazy. But
I mean, you got Kevin Durant at 6'11". That's the size of your center. So it's like,
I know, dribbling
you gotta pick your poison. Which one you want?
Hey, we got Nay. I'm gonna say Nay today because I almost messed up on it. She says, "Go ahead, Mill. So happy for you and proud of you."
Oh, that's my dog. That's my dog. That's my dog. Like she like when it comes to inner circle, like her and Marcus, man, like. They my dogs. That's awesome. That's family. You know what I'm saying?
And and the crazy part is I found out that was basically her family were raised with my family. So we're all family. You know what I mean? So it's crazy too. So
absolutely.
Shout out to Devonay. Yeah. Let's see. We got Kendra. She says, doing big things, you are a true definition of a leader.
Thank you, Kendra. I appreciate that.
Yes, indeed. He definitely is. And we got M. Mathis, sidebar. Mills was one of the greatest basketball players to come out of West Oak Lane. All right.
That's real talk.
There you go. All right. Thanks for that, M. Appreciate you, brother. So, they loving you out there, brother,
Hey, what coach was that made you run so hard? The bottom of your sneaks fell off. Because I had a pair of sneaks. The bottom fell off. I could lie and say I was up there with y'all because
to be honest with you, his name was Coach Eric, man, and I mean he just did it a different way, man. Like the way I structure my practices to this day comes from him. Growing up, I admire not only watching but also playing for a coach like yourself, but watching coaches like your John Thompsons, your John Chaney's, your Mr. L. Will Ellaby at Gratz, Mr. Coach Hamilton from Franklin. I forgot the coach from Chester that went on a run. I used to watch him a lot with our presses from Chester High. Like, there's just certain coaches I just love the work ethic. It's like the conditioning part, like the real original like basketball players, not the new glitz and glamour shit. You know what I mean? Like the 90-degree gyms and you running 5 and 6 suicides back to back. You see what I'm saying? Right. That's the era I come from. So that's how I do my practices.
Yeah, definitely, man. That we are losing all the fundamentals, and you're right. You got these guys. I remember when Allen Iverson came out and changed the whole game. You could not get a pass. The big man, the big man could not get a pass because of all these crossovers. I'm like, man, will you pass me the ball wide open? All this. I'm like, oh my God. So
I ain't gonna hold you, but Iverson was different though. Like,
he was. I'm just saying the guys that try to emulate, Iverson, they killed you on the court. late giving you the ball. You like, come on, man, give me the ball. You taking forever, So, but hey, where can the people help? Do you have any type of website they can go to, or anybody that they can donate something to help you out as far as funding, stuff of that nature?
I'm on Instagram.
Mhm.
Join JOIN, S
Mhm.
as in Sam, B as in boy, N as in Nancy, P as in Paul. On
Oh,
Instagram, join SBNP. I could be found on joinsbnp.org. That's our website. We're currently in the process of reconstructing. So if it's down, that's the reason why, because we're getting it reconstructed, making it more user friendly for people to really know what we're trying to get accomplished with our mission. But that's pretty much where they can find me.
okay, great. We gonna come back to that too at the end, and I'm gonna put it up there so they can see it. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
I
I'm
got
gonna
you.
throw something in the air. I'm pretty cool with a lot of the coaches, Chester High, Jai Chester. We need to set something up where I can bring them guys and get them
Right.
involved with the program, because we have pretty much the same issues in Chester. The only problem is Chester is about the size of a pin drop compared to Philly.
Right.
The murder rate is still the same.
Right.
And I'd love to get some of these guys, because you made a great point. That number in Philly is I mean, a lot of people just looking at it, oh, it's bad, these people dying, these black people killing each other. They don't realize how many doctors, lawyers,
Right.
athletes,
Right.
that we'll never get to see because of something probably stupid. So I want us, this is our olive branch per se to you. Like, how can we, be a part of this? Let us help link up other participants, and hopefully it spreads and becomes a bigger event. And and you can get more resources, because, man, I know how I know it can be tough, especially.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man, and it's a lot deeper for me. And I briefly, not even briefly, I really kind of go on a rant, to be honest with you, in the film, but the level of accountability for professional teams and professional players. With shoot basketball is not people being able to bridge the gap between the professional NBA player and not knowing exactly what to do, and knowing that over 70% of nonprofits started by NBA players fail within the first year because of misappropriation of funds or just bad programming. So if you have 400 some odd players in the NBA, not including alumni and guys coming in, and there's nothing to attach their names to, with some such as this that can be massive, where you can actually start challenging the rec centers, and we build our own gyms, and do the nutrition, and we do the academic enrichment piece, and we do that all under one roof, kind of like an a la carte basketball gym for the resources that I know we need in the community. But I challenge organizations like the 76ers. You see what I'm saying? Like, couple seasons ago, we can get 1,200 tickets to one game because we were bringing the hood down to a team that was below 20%. Now they're the number one team in the NBA, and you can't even get nobody on the phone.
Right.
Because the demographic and who they're selling tickets to has changed. It went from, let's try to, in my opinion, let's milk the hood as much as we can to fill these seats till we get good and, trust the process. But then after trusting the process, the tickets that I got for free are now $150 a piece for nosebleed. But we can't get two. So, and then you have players on those teams, not just the Sixers, but you have other NBA players on those teams, alumni included, that have the resources, that need programs like this, because their money is just being used on things that are not important, which I've been around several players and seen how they spend money, where that same $30,000 you just spent in the club, and I'm not, telling them how to spend their money, but that same 30 grand you just bust bottles on to piss out, that can go towards a down payment for a gym in the hood, or that can go towards helping the Chester High's basketball program get to those tournaments and travel fees and, so forth and so on. So to me, excuse my French, I feel like it's bullshit at times where, I sit down with these players and they waste my time because, y'all don't really want to do the work. Y'all just want to do the photo op, or even like the politicians, they just want to do the photo op real quick. Say that they did something, and then they give you the money for that one particular event. It needs to be an ongoing situation. So that's been the hugest challenge, is allowing those guys to invest in something that not only they believe in from a mission standpoint, but they actually want to see credible change in the same token.
Yeah, you hit everything right there, man. That was excellent. You're right. And I see that a lot too. Like I don't like, and I said the same exact thing. I don't get it. Like, take, like you just said, take that money and build your own. You don't have to worry about nothing. You're good. Like, stop trusting your money with some people out there that's they'll take your money and do whatever with it. Just do your own thing. Go break ground somewhere. With your money. Build your own. Gymnasium.
And that's why, kind of going back to what we had briefly talked about off air, Chuck, was, during the pandemic, I couldn't play ball, Will. So, you know what I mean? Like, quite naturally, I had to pick up some other talent or some other craft or something. And I picked up real estate, by the grace of God. So it's like, now that I actually know what a new construction looks like, now I know or have an idea how much it's going to cost me. Now, I can level the playing field now, because now it goes from me not knowing anything to kind of like using I hate to say it, like using a McDonald's strategy, like but with recreation centers, like having people invest in these gyms, just like they invest in plot space for McDonald's and pay them rent. We could do the same thing, but control the programming and the narrative so it doesn't get out of reach and they're getting off the mission and what we're trying to do. And it's the same business strategy you use with basketball that McDonald's got. Same thing.
Yeah, that's true. Hey, we got a comment out there. Kendra Moore says, have you thought about doing crowdfunding to get funds for the public to build rec centers and programs? That's an excellent question, Kendra.
It's funny that she asked that, because in the process of rebuilding this website, we did just put up a GoFundMe account, and that was one of the things that we were actually trying to do, Kendra. So that should be launched on a new website within the next week or two. So like, we're actually, like, everything we talking about doing, either I tried it before and maybe had to get more educated, maybe get some more some ground under me, some foundation under me, but that's the goal, though. That's the goal.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for that, Kendra. Thanks for everybody out there that's sending these comments out there. We definitely appreciate it. So,
wow. Yeah, I get it, man. It's a rough road. Now, I'll salute you for staying the course there, because it's, again, you can see you tried and true in your conviction. Absolutely. Because a lot of people just there. Like you said, look at me. I did something. I'm in the picture. I'm in the You can see it and you can feel your drive, and that's why we here. Hopefully, we can help be a part of that process. You know what I mean? Help get a push some way, somehow, and save some our children as well as your children. They all our kids, but strength come in numbers. That's why I was hoping way somehow we could incorporate some of our people. And because we got another question I was going to ask you. You ever think about venturing into other aspects? Because we got football players and we got boxers as well. We got a boxing gym as well. And I'd love to make some type of collaboration. Okay, say that to the guy that can't ball, but he can play football. Hey, we can cover that too. To the guy that can't play either, but he can box. Hey, we can cover that too. So instead of you out here punching on people and getting in trouble, harness that energy in here. This might be the break you need. Now we looking at you on HBO or something, We trying to cover all grounds, and everything helps. Everything helps, but I mean,
and then you got to also look at it too, Will. Like, it's kind of systematized now with the favoritism in the teams too, because when you get to a high school level, man, everybody can't go to an MOTEP, everybody can't go to a Westtown, or everybody can't go to a Havertown or Shipley, or some of these top programs that got the resources, that got the treatments after the game, that got the academic enrichment counselors to help these athletes. Like, when you're in the inner city, if MOTEP is the only way out to get to a D1 school, then what about the other 69 plus schools and the players that's not getting highlighted, that can be just as good, if not better, than the kids at MOTEP? But certain schools play by certain rules. So it's like, if I'm in a public league, 9 times out of 10, you might be lucky to get 2 D1s out of a public school. But I say that because when you look at the private school, he might not even be good, but Pop is an alumni. Pop
Right,
comes
right.
back. Now his son is at Marquette or the
Mm-hmm.
Clemsons of the world and all these other schools. But then I look at, let's go back to Chester. I look at this kid who come from a single parent household, multiple siblings, handling his business in school, trying to work a part-time job to help mom and play football. But that young man can't get one look at a combine.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? Like those are the resources that I'm talking about bringing, like where we bring inner city kids in front of D1, D2 coaches, not D3 because they don't get no money. So D1 and D2 coaches, and they actually give these kids a shot. There's a lot of kids I've seen fall by the wayside that had everything that they needed. They just didn't have that resource.
Right.
And there's so many of them. I mean, we all grew up with a couple dudes
that
had the resources. They could have been out of here.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of people that should be in the NBA right now that just, that didn't go.
Absolutely.
Because like the stuff that you're talking about. So, hey, we're going to go to commercial break, then we're going to come right back.
Okay.
But here is our sponsor for the day, the A Game. So check out the commercial. Here we go. And that is the A Gang, great for vitality, energy, strength, and libido. I have 3 samples left for you. So if you want the free samples, give me a call at 302-723-2836, 302-723-2836. Definitely check it out. It's a great product. I have 3 samples. Call me for a sample, not all 3. Let me get that straight. So again, that is the A Gang. So hey man, awesome conversation, man. And I'm glad, you're here, Gary. Definitely. I'm learning a lot too from you, the different organizations you're talking about and a lot of other things that, we're actually talking about. So thank you, man. Appreciate it.
No problem at all, man. I just appreciate y'all having me and giving me this platform to, just speak to, our people and just help people understand, like, it's still young Black men out here trying to do something. Like, I felt like, we were pushed under the rug a little bit and becoming a little bit extinct, to be honest with you. I mean, I have to be honest because I don't run into too many brothers that want to do the work anymore. Like, it's kind of like throwing I did my job. I raised my kids. I'm out of here. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, I can't be one of those people when I'm the voice of these children. I'm hearing these stories and I gotta, speak for them. When I'm speaking for them, man, like you said, that's where the passion for this comes into play, because this ain't about money for me. You know what I mean? Like, I could have made a boatload of that. You know what I mean? But the bulk of my money went to buying kids sneakers, buying uniforms, and make sure kids look appropriate at practice. Buying pizzas by the boatload so they can just eat maybe 1 or 2 meals a day. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the therapist, the coach, the uncle, the dad figure. Like, you playing so many roles at different times, man. And sometimes it does get overbearing. I'm not going to say that it ain't no weight on my shoulders as well. But, by the grace of God, I just keep pushing.
All right. There you go.
Hey, you know what? Before I forget, do you got a logo?
Yeah.
All right. Well, at some point in time, make sure we get that logo so we can help push from our end as well.
Okay.
Because you see the logo I got now.
Hey man, look, I already talked. I talked to you, man. Hey Gary, that's on him. I told him already, man. I don't know why.
we now you get one, or even a T-shirt or anything. We're gonna do our part as well, because that's the whole idea and the whole concept behind Feel Good Talk, that we merged you know, and me and Chuck, we got a common goal. We know it's a lot of people out here that's trying to do the right things, but nobody's hearing. You know, and so that's part of our crusade to make sure we do our part to make sure you get heard. We still here. We've been blessed. We've been blessed. Where we come from is terrible right now.
Right.
But we've been blessed, and we trying to give back just like you did. You know what I mean? So when Devin told us about you, and then Chuck gave me a bio, it's like this go hand in hand. You know what I mean? So please do not hesitate if you think it's something we can do on our end that's going to help you in any way, shape, or form. Don't hesitate. We here. That's what we here for.
I mean, and vice versa. If y'all ever need me to come, you know, talk to some kids or do a clinic in y'all hood, just to give y'all the other side, the sports side, so y'all can see, you know, how much time and effort and research went into like really training them properly. Like, I don't mind doing that either. You know what I mean? So if something got set up in Chester with some young guys and they want to practice or work out, I'm all for that.
All right, cool. Yeah, definitely. And I just wanted to let everybody know where they can find us at. They can find us on LinkedIn at Feel Good Talk, Facebook at Feel Good Talk, YouTube at FGT, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business, Instagram at Feel.GoodTalk, and you can email us at feelgoodtalk113@gmail.com. We also have a plethora of shows here, and I'm going to break those down to you. We have live shows that we have. We have a Feel Good Talk Love 101. That's Wednesdays at 7 p.m. with my man Naeem Najib. We have Let's Talk About It on Thursdays at 7 p.m. with Kendra Moore and Izzy Meditates. And, of course, we got Williams World Fridays at 6 p.m. right here with my man William Dickerson. On Sundays, we have Jamila J's Girl Talk on Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. She's coming all the way from California. And then we have Give Me Some Sugar every other Sunday with my man Steven, Baking with Steven. That's Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. He's coming all the way from Arizona. And then we have pre-recorded shows. We have Mindfulness Mondays with Izzy Meditates. It's Monday at 9. We have Words from the Heart with Shayna Gordine. That's Tuesdays at 9 a.m. We have More Life with Essential Oils on Wednesdays at 9 a.m. And we have Cassandra's Corner. This is something for the kids every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on Feel Good Talk, Mind, Body, Soul, and Business. So, again, we got a lot of stuff out there for everybody. Everything's friendly, I guess, people friendly. So your grandma can watch it, your mom can watch it, whomever. So definitely check us out.
Hey, Gary, you still got something in the tank?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Any given time.
There you go. All right.
So how about a game one-on-one with Chuck? Because
I
got an injury. For real.
See how he throw me out there? See that?
Because he always come to me about, look, I lost weight, I could dunk now, and got rockets.
Hey, matter of fact, you know, shout out to the Feel Good Talk basketball team. We're in the 40 and over league. We're doing our thing. Last week we had a nice victory, so we play tomorrow at 12 p.m. So we'll see y'all at the Boys Club.
What league y'all playing? Where at?
40 and over league is in Chester, right over at the Boys Club.
Oh, I'll be there next year. Man, I gotta wait till next year. I'll be there.
I got 2 years, so I can't get recruited for 2 more years.
No, actually, no. If you're 38, you can actually get in.
For real?
Yeah, as long as you're 38.
You told after the clip. So be something different.
But yeah, their picture will be going up. We also have a bowling team too here on Feel Good Talk. So I gotta get all these pictures up, man. Let you see us out there doing our thing in the community. So
and I'll definitely post you guys up on IG, man. Make people more aware of the show.
Thank you, brother.
What y'all doing, man?
So, yes, sir. Yeah, do that, and we definitely pump you, definitely. So
and make sure you come down, man. We come down, we get a bite to eat, and we can discuss some more plans of some future.
Yeah, just let me know. Like I said, I'll pencil it in, man. And like I said, that's a hop, skip, and a jump. And like I was actually out Chester last week. Devin and Marcus had me as a guest at their church out in Chester. So I was out there actually last week. So I don't mind coming back out there, man. And, you know,
if you treating you, come down.
Hey, I also want to throw out there, we do have merchandise, so you can purchase your embroidered hats or your T-shirts with the Feel Good Talk logo on it. So, you know, hit us up. let us know. You can just email us or you can hit us on Instagram, all the places where I said we were, and we'll get that out to you. So we got some more comments out there. What's up, Izzy? She says, good evening, everyone. What's going on? And of course, thanks, Kendra. She says, any merch, Chuck. Yes, we do have merchandise. So you definitely can purchase that through me, Will, whomever, or you can email us and we'll get it to you. So, but man, awesome show, man. I appreciate it, Gary. It was definitely eye-opening, man. Appreciate you. And you do a lot, brother, and I commend you on that. So keep up the great work. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that, them kind words too, Chuck. And like I said, man, I'm just doing God's work, man. And my grandfathers laid a foundation for me that I can't let their legacy fall short. I have a daughter now that's 5 years old. I can't let that fall short either. So exactly. Just as a black man, I hold myself to a certain standard. So that's the standard, man. Just hard working and making sure I take care of my community.
Yeah, exactly. Now, so I meant to ask you earlier, who were some of your influences, coming up? Get out of here.
Number one, my grandfathers were definitely an influence. My father, from a hard work perspective. When it comes to my mom, I was raised by a single parent mom with 2 boys.
Wow.
So I get a lot of my strength from her. Wow. My coach Eric, of course, my inner circle, my brother Mark, we almost got 30 years in from the sandbox. So
wow.
Very special dude to me. I don't look at it like, friend, like it's more like a family, like ride or die type thing.
Right.
When it comes to him. Man, Devin A coming in my circle now has been a huge, part of the spiritual walk that I'm on right now. So I really commend her for that. My partner Rosie, you see what I'm saying? Like getting it done on the business level, on every level. It's just like I just want to keep good influences around me. Like I said, man, like I don't try to pinpoint it to celebrities. Like I pinpoint the people that's around me every day that's sowing seeds into me. You see what I'm saying? So
right.
I mean, those are the people that I get influenced by. To be honest with you, every single day.
Exactly. Yeah. So tell them exactly where they could find you one more time. I'm going to put it up there again. I think I got it right here. But you could tell them yourself though, Gary, so they can hear you one more time, brother.
Okay. Yeah, they can find me at join at symbol join SBNP. That's JOIN. S as in Sam, B as in boy, N as in Nancy, P as in Paul.org, or www.joinsbnp.org. Okay.
All right, we got those there. And back to you, Will. I'm gonna let you do your thing, brother. He froze? Man, is he playing again or is he froze, man? He playing, man. Well, I'm gonna put him out. Let's see. Nah, he's frozen for real. Wow. Well, come on, man.
He had the same problem I had last week.
Yeah, he got the same problem you got this week. There he is. All right. I thought he was joking again. I was like, man, here he go with these jokes.
No, it's thunder and lightning.
Oh, it is? Wow. I don't hear it, but
I turned the light out, but then it stopped. I turned it back on.
Hey, we got M. Dot. He says, real tears, yo. Hey, we thought you was playing again, man. I'm serious. Like you were sitting there, so when I did bring you out of there and put you back up, you were really frozen.
Oh man,
cool.
Yeah.
He said the frozen face was hilarious. Nah, it was serious. It was serious, M. Dot. That was serious.
Yo, that is funny as hell.
You got us again, man. Come on, man. Is he playing again?
I don't know that thunder and lightning. He ain't playing.
All right. I might have to end the show then. I don't know. We'll try to let him get back on again. But hey, listen. We just gonna have to end the show, Gary. But hey man, great having you on. Let's try to get him on one more time. Let's see. Okay, yeah, he must be having some difficulties over there, technical difficulties. So we're gonna let that thing be great. But hey, Gary, it was awesome having you, man. Thanks for coming on. Anytime you want to come on, give us a call. We get you right in. If you're trying
Yeah,
to
no
promote
problem,
anything,
man. Like I said,
man.
like
Yes, sir.
anything y'all need my support from, man, just let me know. Again, I appreciate you guys having me. I want to push, your agenda as well. I don't want to, feel like it's just solely about me because you guys are giving me the platform. And, like I said, Devonay and Marcus support me 100%. So I want to make sure that, their companies, Expensive Habits and Designed by M, Script Yours, like, support those brands as well. Support their missions too. I mean, it's all Black people trying to do positive things.
Exactly. And M Dust is a great show. Hey, thanks, M. Hey, we gotta talk to because you up next, so we'll talk to you. Definitely talk to you. So
oh, for sure. That's gonna be another good one, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, he's back. He's back. Okay, let's see. Are you all right? All right. Well, we gonna end this show, but I'm gonna let you end it, brother. I'm trying to, wait till you got on, man. So, you know what I mean? Anything, any last words?
No, for real. Either the thunder made the power go out or my electric bill was late. Something happened. I will say this, man, to everybody that tuned in. Thank you. We appreciate y'all from the bottom of our heart. And first and foremost, salute to you, Mr. Mills, Garry Mills, man. Listen,
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
As they said in the comments, a true leader. We need more men like you in every community. You know what I mean? And hopefully we can get you to a platform where everybody else sees you and follows your lead. That's what we need. We need that. And we appreciate you taking time out of your busy, hectic schedule and gracing our show. You know what I mean? We really appreciate that.
Like I said, man, y'all family for life, man. Whatever I can do to, like I said again, whatever I can do to help, man. Just let me know where to be at, and I'm there.
All right, no doubt. We got one more last comment. Devonay says a whole circle coming strong. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Appreciate y'all.
So soon, I guess we'll all link up, and come up with some kind of plan, and let's blow it up. Let's do what we need. Let's do what God put us all together to do.
I'm with it. I'm in.
All right.
I don't forget that one-on-one with Chuck. I'm gonna film it. That's about it for our show, our little allotment. For Mr. Garry Mills and his program, Shoot Basketballs Not People, and my main man Chuck B, and myself. Woo! Look at my shirt. God bless and good night. See y'all next Friday.
Yes, indeed.